Hello, my name is Carl and I'm a lecturer here at the School of Information Management in Wellington, New Zealand. And in this video, I'm going to talk to you about the research we have done in this paper titled Tackling Role Transitions in Work with Intelligent Personal Assistants. Take a look around you. Artificial intelligence is no longer a futuristic concept. It's already woven into the fabric of our daily work. From intelligent writing assistants to productivity coaches, AI is quietly yet profoundly transforming how we get things done. But what does this pervasive presence of AI truly mean for us, the humans in the loop? Are we simply users, or is something more fundamental shifting our professional identities and workflows? Our research delves into this area, uncovering a dynamic that's reshaping human AI collaboration. For years, we viewed technology as a tool, something we picked up, used, and put back down. But today's intelligent personal assistants, or IPAs, are different. They're not just providing information, they're acting as proactive collaborators, coaching us, mentoring us, even co-regulating our behavior. This shift necessitates a reframing of our own role. We're moving from mere users to becoming partners in a human AI team. What exactly does partnering entail when one partner operates on logic and algorithms and the other on intuition and common sense? Well, this leads us to our research question. How do humans, when interacting with these IPAs, experience and manage their emergent AI-facing roles? To answer this question, we conducted an interpretivist case study of human interaction with two IPAs, namely Grammarly Premium and Microsoft My Analytics, now renamed Microsoft Viva. And to navigate this complex landscape, we turned to two theories. First, interactional role theory helped us understand that when an IPA enters our workflow, it becomes a new actant in our role set. This means we take on a new AI-facing role, for example, becoming an advisee to an intelligent assistant. Second, boundary spanning theory provided a powerful lens for us. We realized that interacting with AI isn't just about switching tasks, it's about crossing a fundamental boundary between the human world, with its nuanced social cues and shared understanding, and the AI world, governed by algorithms, data, and often opaque logic. This theoretical lens allowed us to conceptualize human AI collaboration as a unique form of boundary spanning work. So, from describing our own experience when using these tools and conducting interviews with others who use them, we observed a number of trends. Our first finding was the cognitive effort involved in simply understanding the AI. Participants, now mentees to the IPAs, struggled to interpret advice that often lacked context or explanation. For example, one set was, "Why did Grammarly rate my tone as 7% less confident?" Just unsure as to what it actually meant. Or there was also an interesting tension. While they often referred to IPAs as tools, their language betrayed a deeper perception. They attributed agency to the AI. For example, it's checking and trying to give you a suggestion, but I still have the final hand, is what one of them said to us, which hinted at a new kind of relationship that's emerging. And to gain value, they mentioned that they had to become interpreters, even sometimes storytellers, translating AI's generic data into meaningful personal insights. This demanded critical thinking, deductive logic, and a willingness to even adjust their own behavior to feed the AI better data, is what they said to us. But the biggest aha moment came when we observed how IPAs fundamentally fragmented work. What were once fluid, continuous activities like writing an email or marking an assignment were suddenly broken into a series of tiny, discrete microtasks. And this wasn't just about task switching, it was about rapid, frequent micro-role transitions. Participants were constantly shifting between their familiar human-facing roles As a teacher, as a manager, and entirely new AI facing roles where they had to engage with the AI's logic, interpret its feedback, and decide how to respond. They were, in essence, performing a continuous workflow dance between entirely different modes of communication and logic. So let's look at a few examples here coming from our study. Imagine Rebecca, a teacher marking an assignment. She writes feedback, a fairly familiar task. Suddenly, Grammarly intervenes, assigning a score to her words. Rebecca is thrown into her AI facing role here, becoming Grammarly's mentee. She questions the AI's tone diagnosis, happy and friendly. Is that right for this grade? She rewrites, then switches back to her AI facing role again to check if Grammarly approves. And this is a constant rapid back and forth between the usual tasks and now the AI facing tasks. Same with considering Brian here. At the end of his workday, Microsoft My Analytics alerts him to an incomplete task. Brian now, in his AI facing role, validates the AI's advice, stays late to finish the report, but then Microsoft My Analytics suggests delaying the email delivery because it's outside of work hours. Brian, in his human facing role as a manager, weighs this against his reputation and his manager's likely preference. He makes a human decision, overriding the AI, and sends it immediately. These scenarios vividly illustrate the constant, often exhausting workflow dance between human and AI logic that we start to see emerging in our study. So, our study reveals that human AI collaboration is a specialized form of boundary spanning, demanding that we cross two critical divides, not just between different human roles, but between the very logic of human intuition and the logic of AI. This requires a unique skill set, the ability to interpret and translate AI's insights into human context, to critically evaluate its accuracy, and to build mental models of how the AI thinks. Essentially, learning to speak its language, but always with a healthy dose of skepticism. We found that fluency in these rapid human AI translations, what we call human AI boundary spanning competence, coupled with rapid reflexive practice, is the key to unlocking the potential of hybrid intelligence. So, what are the implications for this partnership? Well, for workers, you'll need to cultivate these new AI facing roles and develop the agility to fluidly switch between human and AI modes. It's about critical thinking, interpretation, and knowing when to trust and when to question your AI partner. For organizations, supporting workers in developing these unique boundary spanning skills is paramount. We need to acknowledge the cognitive load of these micro transitions and design workflows that minimize that friction. And for AI developers, design needs to evolve. We need IPAs that are more context aware, more explainable, and can better integrate with human-centric workflows, reducing the burden of constant interpretation on the human. In conclusion, our research reconceptualizes work with intelligent personal assistants as a dynamic interplay of new AI-facing roles and frequent micro-role transitions. We've illustrated the cognitive demands of spanning the boundary between human and AI logics. Ultimately, developing fluency in the specialized human AI boundary spanning competencies is not just a skill, it's a future enabler of true hybrid intelligence, where humans and AI don't just coexist, but truly amplify each other's capabilities, creating value in the workplace. So, thank you for your time. We welcome your questions and comments on the work that we have presented, and feel free to contact us to do so. Thanks very much.